They say time heals for all wounds. But what about words that was never said? What about love that was never expressed until it was too late? This is a story not just about a father and a daughter, but about silence, regrets, and a letter I never gave my father. This is story time with Adenike Folorunsho, so sit back and watch as we dive deep into the story. He was really there, yet never really there. My father was a man of few words. He believed actions were louder than emotions, and discipline was the greatest form of love. As a child, I didn't understand why didn't he smile more? Why didn't he say, "I am proud of you," after my school prizes? Why was silence his response when I craved attention? So I grew into a teenager who stopped trying, who spoke less. I stayed in my room more. He would pass me the salt at dinner, and I would pass it back without eye contact. We became strangers, living under the same roof. It was a random Sunday. I was angry again. He had said something that hurt, not because it was cruel, but because I was tired of trying to decode a father's love in silence. So I sat down and wrote him a letter. I told him I was tired of feeling invincible. I told him I needed a father, not just a provider. I told him I didn't hate him. I just missed the version of him I never got to meet. But I never gave it to him. I folded the letter, slipped it back into my Bible, and waited for a day that never came. 2 years later, the call came. "Your father is in the hospital. He had a stroke." My hands shook. My head raced. Not because he might die, but because I had unfinished business with him. When I saw him, he looked smaller, quieter, weaker. His eyes met mine. He tried to speak, but couldn't. And suddenly, I realized he has been trying all along, just not in the ways I wanted. I held his hand. I whispered the words the letter never got to say. "I forgive you, Daddy. I know you loved me, even when you didn't say it." He passed a week later. I read the letter at his funeral, not for him, but for me. To let go, to breathe, to heal. I never got to hear him say, "I am sorry," but I heard his silence differently that day, and I choose to believe that silence was his love language. We all have letters we never sent and conversations we had never had. Healing begins the moment we decide to let go of things we never received. If the story reminds you of someone you have not spoken to for a long time, please reach out. See what is on your hearts, because tomorrow is never promised. This is Adenike Folorunsho, and this is the letter I never gave my father. Thank you.